Jason, really good to see you.
Good to see you.
So, Jason, you've got a couple of new bits from Ocun to show us, and I believe they are the pieces located just to your side.
They are literally just there, and they've got a couple of others besides as well. Yeah, well done, by the way, on an almost accurate pronunciation of the company name. It's Ocun. Ocun. So it might be worth people bearing that in mind. We'll do a few boot demos sort of later this winter and perhaps early next year. So we'll do a comp on that. So
I think one better than calling it Ocun anyway.
Ocun, yeah. It tends to be Ocun on the phone, I'm afraid. Anyway, there we go. So Ocun are very good friends in Czech. They've come through with a fair bit of new stuff for the next year. We've got a couple of new rock shoes, interesting new belay device I can show you, and a rather nice kiddies harness as well, which I thought was worth a mention. So we'll just sort of jump straight in, really. So I'll go for this one first. So hopefully everybody can see this. So this is the new Jett Crack. So as the name suggests, it's a crack climbing shoe. It's the main idea of it, but it strikes me it's probably a rather good trad shoe as well for UK situation, you know, up in the Lake District, Scotland, that sort of thing. So it's based on the Jett Last. The Jett's been a shoe we've had in the range for a couple of years now. So we know it's a nice fit. Probably see there asymmetric, but not overly so. It's got a little bit of camber on it, but not too much. So it's enough to get the performance out of it. But you can still wear it, you know, and still wear it for extended periods of time.
And this high top design, you know, the almost over ankle fit has become, I guess, quite popular because of the likes of, you know, your Tommy Caldwells of this world and the TC Pros.
Yeah.
You know, like they've become a really popular design over, I guess, in Yosemite. When I went out to Tasmania fair few years ago now, because of the fact that I haven't left the UK for a fair few years now. But in Tasmania, all of the crack climbers over there were really into them just because of that extra degree of protection.
Yeah. I mean, it does give you that protection. I mean, I'm a bit old school, you know, and I really like it. Perhaps I've got particularly sticky out ankles. I don't know. But just having a little bit of something to cover up your ankle bones. Yeah, I mean, it's good news when you're thrashing around in some awful cracks somewhere. But I think the thing everybody forgets is you do your nice route up on, you know, nice Lake District mountain crag or somewhere in Wales, and then you've got to sort of come down the scree, choss-filled gully at the side, you know, and it's actually quite gnarly, isn't it? You know, so it's nice to have a little bit of protection there. So yeah, I'm a big fan of well, perhaps not so much the high tops, but the mid tops. You know, it's sort of not cut too high, so you still get a good degree of ankle flexibility there. So perhaps best of both worlds. So yeah, that's why we're thinking this might be quite good for UK trad climbers. Back to the crack thing. You can perhaps see it's absolutely covered in rubber around the toe. It's really quite low profile as well for getting inside of thin cracks. And then essentially the rand's sort of extended up and around as much as you practically can. So you've got a bit more adherence there for smooth cracks. And then the lacing system, there we go, that works. Nice flat speed lacing system. So there's nothing too much, you know, to sort of catch.
I'm presuming that the last within these is supportive as well, because one of the things about these crack style shoes is you're not designed with, you know, crimping your toe at the end in mind, because of the fact that in a crack, what you actually want is that, again, that flat,
relatively flat. Yeah,
hand them in that bit better. And I've done it before because of, I think everyone does when they start climbing, they wear the really technical shoes at somewhere like Millstone, and then you realise that because you've got this crimped foot, you can't actually get your feet.
You just can't get in there at all, can you? Yeah. So yeah, they satisfied that, and I suppose with that in mind, you know, they're actually reasonably stiff, so that when you emerge from the crack out onto the face, you know, just saying hallelujah, I made it. You've still got good, decent support for, you know, thin edges, so you can make your way to the top and say a prayer and thank goodness.
It's good. I mean, I guess in the UK as well, what we're not blessed with in the same way that, say, Yosemite is endless crack pitch after crack pitch after crack pitch. What we actually have in reality is some crack, followed by some face, followed
Exactly,
by
quite mixed, yeah.
probably a load of heather and vegetation, followed by a
Yeah.
bit more crack and a bit more face.
Bit more face, and then a horrible descent.